the game is kicked off, and the picking and banning stage of these epic players, teams have combined to this awesome event that we're going to be kicking off now.
Of course, they've been waiting a long time. They've been looking forward to it. They went through qualifiers, they traveled on planes, they transported all the way here to get to this moment to play in the Season 2 finals of the Go4 Infinite Crisis series. Again,
some interesting bands already coming out.
What do we got here?
So we got Zatanna and Mecha Wonder Woman coming out for Dignitas, and Harley Quinn being eliminated from BrawL, so that's some support eliminated. What's the second band? They're taking some time on this one, so obviously they want to get this just right. They want to eliminate that threat of Darky being amazing, I feel.
And they've had how much time to think about their first bands, right? Like, we saw how quickly the first bands were.
The first bands went in about 5 seconds, and now the last one,
it's the important one. It's the important one.
Definitely, this is it. And wow, Gasbat. So they've eliminated all the really good marksmen, but Enrock straight in there with a lockdown of Wonder Woman, denying it from BrawL. And if he's going to be playing that top lane, that's going to be incredibly brilliant to watch. Trust me, as soon as he gets a Speed Force battery, he's going to be initiating every fight later on into the game, and it's going to be very brutal for BrawL. So I think they've got a really good top champion there.
What a cool pace starter. Wonder Woman is one of those champions that has been involved with Infinite Crisis from the very beginning of the game, and has been the central piece of so many puzzles in these games of Infinite Crisis. Of course, the key aspect being that lasso that is thrown. Of course, if anyone's new to Infinite Crisis, Wonder Woman has that lasso to throw. It's a skill shot. If you miss it, it's no fun. If you hit it, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Grapple a minute. If you combine that with an ultimate, and there's a lot of enemy champions around, that's when the big AoE spells start really working their magic.
Yeah, and BrawL is now going to pick up the mid, and it looks like the jungler as well. So they've got the Joker on the mid and Gaslight Catwoman as the jungler, which usually has been banned out every single game in Europe in the last couple of cups that we've seen. It's just been annihilated, not even seeing the light of day in an actual game. And Arcane Green Lantern now coming out for Blood Dragon, and Sailus is actually going to pick up Atomic Joker. So we're going to have some Atomic Banana Peels out in the playing field as well.
Atomic Joker, not one that is, not one of those classic champions, of course.
Well, they're pretty much forced, because with Atomic Wonder Woman and Gaslight Batman being eliminated from these picks, they're forced to play uncomfortable marksmen, I'd say, and that's probably the best of the crop that they could pick from, and they're just trying to eliminate it before BrawL can obviously pick up their marksmen. So they're going to slow it down here and pick up a Swamp Thing, which has got some great map presence.
Wow, we're seeing a lot of diversity here in these selections so far. Again, BrawL is the American team, Dignitas is the European team, I'm the American commentator, you're the European commentator, so the bias is going to be natural there. What else do you think about these picks? Cyborg being chosen here by BrawL.
Yeah, that's a good pick, that's a good retaliation, that's going to be good for taking down that Wonder Woman as well, because its passive actually does a lot of damage to champions that have a lot of health, so he'll be able to hopefully be able to work that out. So that works out pretty well for them, and Chris is going to pick up a Sinestro mid, which is a very interesting matchup between the Joker and Sinestro. So that's going to be interesting to watch, but I'm going to favor the Sinestro on that one.
Yeah, a lot of these champions that are being chosen have a lot of utility, I think, where it's not necessarily one-dimensional, where, you know, a Gaslight Batman, where it's like very basic attack damage. All these champions I'm seeing right now, I feel like there's a lot of flexibility as far as how they can be built in different directions. Yep. It's an Infinite Crisis. You don't want to be predictable, because the moment you're predictable in these games, that's the moment your opponent can start countering what you're doing. So the less predictable you are, the more surprising you can be, and the more you can use your own strategy and kind of take control of the game.
These guys are just throwing my mind right now. So we've got the Atomic Green Lantern, Arcane Green Lantern going in the top lane. So that. It's an enforcer for Enrock up there, and Darky's going to go on the support with Wonder Woman, and we've also see GS picking up Starro as well, which is just I've never seen him actually being played in a competitive game. So they've obviously got some new crazy strats that they're working out, but Starro is a hell of a risk. He has no escapes, so he can easily be cut down if Dignitas can exploit that fact that he's a squishy champion that they can get to.
Okay, well, it looks like we're about to get this game started. Remember, guys, get on the social medias. Tell other people this is going on. This is the Infinite Crisis Go4 Season 2 Finals. I'm Axel Toss, joined by Zachabus. We're live here from Cologne, Germany. We've been waiting a long time for this moment. These players have been waiting for a long time for this moment as well. Remember, the prize pool is ridiculous. 15,000, I think, euros for first place. But more importantly, to be called the champion of Infinite Crisis is what these guys are looking for. They are considered the best in their region. Now the question is, who is going to be the best in the world?
That is the question. And if you ask me, I feel as if these two teams are the top two. And it's kind of unfortunate that they're meeting so early, but BrawL did lose to C in the qualifier, so this is why they're meeting so early. So my prediction is whoever wins this best of 3 has the best chance of winning this tournament.
I think that's a great point. BrawL, we heard Nick and Paul, of course, talking about these two teams, talking about their thoughts on what's going on. In my experience of casting Infinite Crisis, I've been doing a lot of the American events.
Yeah.
And BrawL has literally been winning everything. However, in the qualifier for this tournament, BrawL did lose to Team C. So they were the second place coming in here. That's why they're playing the stronger Team Dignitas, if you're comparing Dignitas to Epsilon.
Yep.
So there is some weaknesses for BrawL, but we'll have to see if they can come together and make this strategy happen. Again, we're seeing stuff that really hasn't been seen before, and I'm not too surprised, because you're 3 best of 3s, single elimination, you only get 1 chance. If you get 1 awesome engagement in the beginning, if you can pick one off, first blood, that can be huge for your team. So this first 2 minutes, first 3 minutes of this game are very incredibly important, and we're going to see what they try to do here.
Yep, and they're setting up some very tactical cameras, actually. Emrock, I think, might have just saw that being put up there and pushing really deep into the Dignitas half here, and he's could get caught.
It's dangerous.
Out. Yes, it could be very dangerous.
Hold on.
We've got some pings coming up here, and Blood Dragon's coming up behind. Emrock is a very tanky champion. He can easily deal with this damage early on. But
this is dangerous. This is very dangerous. Of course, communication right now is incredibly important. We'll have to see, you know, obviously they don't want to overextend. It looks like both these teams are retreating a little bit back to their lanes. Again, that's where the economy comes into play with these MOBA games. That's how you get more money, more credits by killing those drones in your lanes.
That was a very American thing to do there, BrawL. Very ballsy. Very ballsy.
Hey,
indeed.
you know, risks are sometimes fun to take, you know, and it's like in a chess match. If you start moving the queen around early, you know, it's a little bit risky, but you're kind of scaring your opponent. So I kind of like it. I kind of like the cheeky moves. Kind of throw, you know, I think the main thing is trying to get in the head of your opponents. Or trying to get them off their smooth wave, right? They got a smooth line they're going on. If you throw a tidal wave in there and try to mess them up early on, but stay a little bit safe with it, then it's certainly worth doing. And I think it shows the experience of BrawL. Of course, this is me being a biased American again. So
well, they have 2 different styles. I always see the European style as being more, you know, statistics and a bit more conservative.
Math.
And Americans go a bit more on feel and instinct.
Have you ever been to a rodeo?
I haven't.
Okay, so that's why maybe you don't understand fully those moves. The rodeo, they ride cows that try to yank them off. Very angry cows. The cowboys ride them. So that's a good meter of just how, and I don't know if risky is the word, but how adventurous, I'll say adventurous, Americans can be.
And this game's gone a little bit crazy already. I mean, because the top lane is already switched with the bottom lane. So everything's moved, everything's changed up. Usually we'd see the marksman and the support or the controller at the bottom lane, but since that early brawl at the start, everything is switched around.
Everything's different here. It makes for a fun game and a very exciting little setup here. We don't have first blood just yet. Of course, that's very important, that first kill that's obtained by either of these 2 teams to give them an advantage early on. That's what they're both looking for. So not overextending is important.
Yep.
Of course, maintaining control of all the drones in the jungle camps as well.
Keeping up those cameras are important as well.
Vision.
Dignitas have been ruthless with their camera support. Like, even when they've lost everything on the map, there's some guy running around putting cameras up. There's just constant vision. So they're always prepared for every fight that comes up. And it's really important to note that the destroyers are actually up, which give basically a surveillance camera that is a mega surveillance camera that can spot out enemy cameras, annihilate them, and just gives you that extra vision for a certain spot for 5 minutes.
Extra credit and experience as well. Certainly very helpful. Of course, both these teams, if we're talking about a focus and where they're kind of setting themselves up for, it's those destroyers. The destroyer at the top and the bottom. If they can control those locations and get those killed, as you said, that's some good extra experience, extra credit, and of course the surveillance tower as well. However, there is a bit of risk here. If you decide to initiate you're putting yourself at risk because your opponent could potentially jump in while you're fighting and kind of mess that up, try to steal that kill, and even try to secure a first blood. But so far, both these teams playing very safe. Dignitas getting the top destroyer and BrawL getting the bottom destroyer. So staying very even. If you're wondering, okay, how do I kind of tell who's ahead here? The credit count is a great thing to look at. Right now it's 7.5K to 7.2K in favor of Dignitas.
Indeed, it is. It's very surprising. Usually, Darky gets the Gorilla Grodd investment stack, but he's not picked it up this time, so he's not going to be building his teammates as much investment and credits in the lane, but you know, he's obviously got an investment stack already, so he's looking to build up one anyway. But the lane swap has happened again. So this is probably this flexible swamp thing that can teleport across the map. Of course, Arcane Green Lantern can do it as well later on when he turns level 6, but they've swapped the lanes yet again, so the marksmen are now down the bottom. This been pretty confusing to keep up with so far.
Yeah, and no big initiations either just yet.
No, I think
both teams. I mean, you got to play safe. Again, it's a best of 3, single elimination tournament. So every single move you make is incredibly important. Like the first fight here could literally determine who's going to win this event. I know that's drastic, but that's how these players have to think. Every decision has to be very calculated, very smart, very reasoned, because it's not only them at stake. There's a team of 5. So if you make a mistake, you're not letting yourself down, you're letting your whole team down. And not only that, you might be letting your country down.
Yeah, exactly. The biggest point of all. Don't let EU down, eyes. That's for the win.
USA, USA. We could start some viral Twitter hashtags.
Yes, maybe we should. But,
hashtag USA, USA, Infinite Crisis.
Looking hurt in the mid lane, actually, so he's going to have to back.
But, I mean, you can just imagine the mentality of these guys, how much pressure they might be feeling. You know, their heartbeats fluttering.
Indeed. Did you see that little conflict just there? Like, Blood Dragon spots out a lonely Joker, and even though Blood Dragon's a level behind, he could have. I think he could have really damaged that Joker. But they both sort of back off instinctively, go, "No, I don't want to fight you yet."
You know what we're approaching? We're approaching the level 6 area, which means the ultimates, the special, the big superpowers for these champions are going to be starting to be utilized. So look out. I expect within the next minute we're going to see a big team fight within the next minute. That's my prediction of the day.
Your prediction will be most likely right.
See.
But what was interesting when I was speaking to the Dignitas guys before this is that, you know, they're holding a lot of strategies back, and they obviously were playing Team C, and you know, they feel very confident. Even though they lost in the practice games against Team C, they were like, yeah, we're not fussed because we're not showing anything as of yet in these games. We just want to gauge up what their individual skill is like. And they felt very confident after playing them yesterday, even though they lost 2 games against them. So very interesting.
I love that we can get that insight. Of course, we're here in Germany with the team, so we have the ability to have those conversations. I've been following Team BrawL and Team C around and getting some of their thoughts too, and absorbing some of their laughs. Lots of laughs everywhere from the American guys. Super happy to be here. But there's a certain amount of focus you gotta have. Oh, there's a lasso from Wonder Woman, kind of grappling, also using an ultimate there, trying to take him down. Blood Dragon coming in, trying to get the kill on GS, takes him down, but Blood Dragon getting taken down as well. 1-to-1 is the exchange there, so not a huge deal there, I don't think. Still 11.7, 11.4, but certainly a very exciting initiation, all starting with that Wonder Woman, and we talked about that from the beginning.
Yeah, and Atomic Wonder Woman following directly afterwards, but I felt Darky may have popped his ultimate a little bit too early there, and Atomic Wonder Woman was just caught too late under the tower, taking too much tower damage, and that's why she fell. But that's what I was fearing with the Starro pick. You know, he is so easy to just eliminate because he has no escapes. He's relying on his teammates to keep him alive, and when you've got big impact in the bottom lane as well, this has got to be a concern because he doesn't have great escapes either. So he's only got something that can speed him up just generally for about 10%. Level 1, and it's not a great skill to have early on, so see how this plays out really.
12.7k to 12.2k is that credit count. We're about 9 minutes into the game, and we did see the first attempt at a big exchange happening there at the bottom lane. Not too surprising. Look out for the junglers. When the jungler, especially a Blood Dragon, you're seeing here on the screen, Atomic Wonder Woman. Her ultimate, she can come from pretty much anywhere on the map and just show up and throw a party for herself at the expense of the opposing team. So Team BrawL has to be aware of that. It can't be alone, because Atomic Wonder Woman, if she smells you, she will come and get you. And we're going to see it, and you're going to know it when it happens, because it's very obvious.
There's going to be some mid rotations by the looks of it here from GS, so he's trying to get into a gank, but Sailor's in a good position at the moment to avoid anything incoming. He's got a good range and a leap to get out of any incoming damage. And Atomic Wonder Woman looks like she's found Catwoman. Ease coming in with some big cleave damage there. She's trying to run away, but she's slowed. Enrock directly behind, but lovely Earth Punch coming in from Telly, but big damage coming on Ease. It looks like he's going to fall. Surely he's going to fall. He does fall. And now Enrock in a bad position. But we've lost 2 here.
Blood Dragon
fell for 2 trade.
Yeah, it's still staying very even. Blood Dragon gone. Ease is gone. Nerok trying to get out alive. Very low on health. Going to sneak right underneath that tower. He's going to live to see another day. Joker's going to back up.
Wow, these fights are incredibly even right now. And Catwoman outputting so much damage before she fell as well.
Yep.
Just, wow. Just it was almost like a panic attack. Oh, I better go in, I've got to do something so Swamp Thing can actually pick up this kill while I die.
Yeah.
And it was definitely the right choice. It's still a 2-for-2 trade, and the credits are just as even as they have been all game.
Yeah, and I think BrawL kind of initiated that skirmish a little bit. I mean, it was a situation where
BrawL got greedy. Started farming the jungle
it's
of
the
Dignitas.
American way. The American way, man. Ease was kind of going. I mean, he's had support relatively close, because if you're going to extend somewhere, you want to make sure your support is relatively close, and we're kind of seeing a similar situation here. Ease is going to be caught up a little bit. That greed is not going to work out. Dignitas taking advantage. So all that being said, Ease, I'm not sure about these decisions by Ease to extend as far as he's been going. And this is a tough spot to come back from too.
It's very tough, and GS actually uses Blink ability to get over this car area. Wow. Just a little bit lucky there, but okay.
It's interesting because Ease made that extension. I'm like, okay, that's not that bad. He has support, but then he just went again, and then it was a 1 versus 3, and that's never going to be a good situation. So I'm wondering about that. I'm sure the communication between the BrawL members might be interesting, trying to get Ease, I guess, playing a little bit better. Because they got to be like...
He's playing good, he's just playing greedy.
Right.
And
sometimes you have to, especially if you're behind at this point, I guess.
Yep. And GS actually, he's picked up this Star Ray support, and he's gone in for like a roaming gank role, I feel, with this, because he's got the Speed Force battery on it.
Right.
Which is just unheard of. Like, this early on, to not get any sort of armor protection or something that really helps your team. It's just full-on gank. We need to get ganked with this.
Great lasso from Darky, but gonna back up, immediately regretting her decision upon using that lasso, and now a little bit of miscommunication from Dignitas. Not sure if they want to go in or not, and Wonder Woman is very low on health. We have Arcane Green Lantern trying to save her friend, but it's not going to work.
From Dignitas there. I mean,
it hit the lasso, but
it was definitely a communication issue, because if you see like Darky going in, he was probably calling to go in, and his teammates were going, no, we know something's coming up, and BrawL were coming up, and they were going to intercept that fight.
Yeah, I mean, hitting the lasso is great, but when you're throwing yourself into a pit of coyotes, it's not. You don't want to hit that lasso. That's not the lasso you want to hit.
Exactly.
Also, another thing I want to mention is the play from Ease as this game is going along. I mean, you talk about the greed play, you talk about trying to make those exchanges work. Do you play golf?
I don't play golf.
Do you know? Okay, so in golf, you do a skill shot when you hit the ball, and then you have an option to do a mulligan. So if you miss a shot, you're penalized, and you miss another shot, you're penalized again.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of go for it on the third one to get back in it. I feel like it's a similar situation where there's some shots being taken by BrawL where it's just not working out, but it's putting them in a situation where they kind of have to go for it. And I think it's equalizing out a little bit as Dignitas is making some mistakes here and there.
Indeed they are. I mean, both teams making mistakes, but who can make the most mistakes is the question. Right. That's all it comes down to at the end of the day. These guys are like 95% efficient all the time.
Yep.
And Great point. It's just all about those small little mistakes that will happen, because they're going to obviously human.
They're not perfect. The mistakes are going to happen. It's about minimizing those mistakes, and I think optimizing communication with the team is so important. Make sure you're all on the same page. If you're going in, you're going in, and that's why the shot caller is so important. Because if the shot caller is like, "Hey, let's go in on Blood Dragon right now," and then the rest of the team is not on the same page, that's what's going to lead to those mistakes. So the communication is going to be very important between both these teams.
Yeah. And what's interesting right now is that Dignitas, whenever they play any of the European teams, once they get an early lead or an early kill, they often take an early advantage of the Raider. And they haven't been able to do that yet. And it's 15 minutes. Usually they get it on like about 10 minutes, even earlier sometimes. But now they're just forced off of it, and they're trying to put up and eliminate all these cameras. And this is why they've put this giant surveillance tower here that eliminates it. And they're going for a very early Raider.
BrawL knows about this. BrawL knows about this. Big engagement going to happen. Lasso is actually going to miss here. Who's going to be targeted down? You want to target down the guys with the less health. It looks like one down from Dignitas. Pursuit still underway. And this is going BrawL's direction big time. 2 down from Dignitas. The Americans take a 5-3 advantage, and they can control the Raider.
That was sloppy work.
Yeah.
That was Wonder Woman ultimate wasn't tied up with the Sinestro ultimate. It was messy. There was no big impact damage coming from the Sinestro ultimate. And, you know, as soon as that happened and those 2 ultimates were down, BrawL had free reign to do whatever they want, and they're going completely crazy.
EMP.
EMP from that Raider, and now they're pushing down the mid tower. EMP gives you, it disables any towers or drones for 5 seconds, and it's a huge key play to owning the map. And with that mid tower down, they're definitely going to have a lot more potential to be greedy.
BrawL showing their strength. That's exactly what they were looking for. We talk about mistakes. Dignitas was like, okay, being conservative at this point in the game, we should probably try to take down the Raider. But the communication wasn't there. BrawL was able to sense it because they had the vision in that area, and they were able to posture themselves in a proper position. Now, a lot of it came down to Dignitas just not being coordinated with a lot of their attacks. So again, Wonder Woman missing the lasso, the ultimate not really being there. But those mistakes, it's a big deal. So at this point in time, Dignitas is behind. They're behind on objectives. They're behind on credits, behind on kills. So they got some work to do here.
Yeah, but Blood Dragon's coming in with some work.
It's a good start.
There's no way that Telly can get out of this. Surely, the Earth Punch is good, but
I think the ultimate is still there from Blood Dragon, no? Yep, there it is. He uses the ultimate, takes down Telly. Is any help coming from BrawL? Yes, Ease and Biggie trying to take revenge here at this location. Can they make it happen? We also have GS as well, and I think, they're going to be able to get out just fine. So that's exactly what Dignitas was looking for.
That was an interesting play from GS. He was using the mind control, which takes over a player for 3 seconds, and brought in Enrock. But Darky comes in with a huge save with his ultimate, drawing it as a taunt that draws everybody towards him.
Right.
And, when there's 2 tanky champions, he was able to save his teammate, but not the tower. And that's more team credits going for this BrawL team. And Silas is actually trying to push mid, but he's got to be careful because there's going to be some rotations from top.
Yeah, I think the top tower might be... Was it taken down there? Yeah, I think
it was taken down.
It was taken down. So that's 2 of those towers taken down. Meanwhile, BrawL
only losing one.
Again, the objectives are very important to keep an eye out for in the Infinite Crisis. Of course, signifying a lot of the momentum and a lot of credits. And speaking of credits, 25.5K to 25.8K. So pretty even game about 18 minutes into this Game 1, best of 3, semi-final, Infinite Crisis, Season 2 finals.
Yeah, and
win or go home.
It's really actually remarkable that Dignitas brought back that credit lead so early. They were down quite a bit just after that Raider, and now it's fairly even again. They're only down about 200 credits, so that's just essentially a champion kill, and then you're back up tied. And if you get a champion kill, it usually means that you're going to get something else out of it as well. But Enrock is caught horribly in the wrong direction, but he's going to get out with a brilliant teleport. But can he follow up GS with his teleport? No. Doesn't have a blink.
Joker coming down from the bottom. Oh.
He's going to actually...
Oh my gosh, that was brilliant. That was actually brilliant. So...
Yeah, using his ultimate to get to the mid.
Nurok, he went to the top, and he kind of wanted the entire team to go up there to try to get him. Because BrawL's like, oh, we can get a kill. Let's go get our king. We can land at the top. But... because he has amazing mobility, he was able to just get out of there. Meanwhile, the rest of his team, knowing that the rest of BrawL was all going to the top, are like, hey, guess what? We can push the middle. They're not going to have good defenses. Able to take down a turret, and the Arcane Green Lantern stays alive.
Yep, and now they've actually taken a credit lead here, Dignitas. So it's all tied up. pretty much yet again, but they're 200 credits above BrawL. And that happened very, very quickly when BrawL had such a huge win on that Raider, and they're really making a lot of work here. And BrawL going really aggressive on this mid, so they've got to be careful here.
Hold on. Okay, we're going to have a big fight here. Looks like Darky getting targeted down. He's not really underneath his tower, but he's still pursuing. Okay, 1 for 1 at this point. No, only 1 taken down. 2 taken down from BrawL. This is not going BrawL's way. They're overextending way too much. 3 down. Dignitas licking their chops right now, trying to take down Telly, targeting down Swamp Thing. It looks like Wonder Woman is going to fall, and Swamp Thing might stay alive.
Don't follow the ease. It's a bait. It's trying to lure you away from the true objectives of the map. You could go with Leviathan. You could do anything right now. You've just wiped out the entire team.
Yep. And this is when you have to make the decision. Okay, guys, back up. Let's go get something.
Yep. And you know, ease is going to... I know he's already cocky, man. He's going to go for this, isn't he? He's actually going to try and deny this Leviathan as best as he can. And this gives 3 amazing power-ups. The EMP, the Meteorite Strike, and also
well, the team's coming back from BrawL, so this is going to be interestingly timed.
Yep.
The team's coming back from BrawL. He's going to engage, and he wants that. He wants the attention to be taken away from Leviathan. He wants attention on himself because the rest of his team is coming. Leviathan looks like it is taken down, but here comes BrawL, but Dignitas too good, too aware of the timings, able to sneak out of there before too much danger occurs.
Yes, that was an amazing play from Dignitas. That fight back at this tower all started that off. And again, BrawL, I think, underestimating maybe the European opponents, really. I mean, that was so aggressive to push up that early when they didn't know where everybody was on the map, and it just backfired horribly for them. And you know, I actually think BrawL can actually pull this back though, because they have the potential. I've seen them do it before at PAX East when they were 15,000 credits behind and did a miracle against Dignitas. So everything's to play for, but Dignitas are more mature now. The members they've got now really are more focused and listening to those calls a lot better than they have been.
Yeah, because the team element, the team has been together for a long time. They've been able to practice each other for a long time. And with that comes experience. Of course, we know that Dignitas, they've had some roster changes here and there. So that team dynamic might not be as much of an impact. And that's always a story in the team games. Who's on the team, who's making the calls, is the communication there?
Yeah, and right now, I'd say definitely it is. Darky was yelling his ass off. I could hear him right on the corner there. He was absolutely cheering on his team, especially when the fight was going their way. But with these power-ups, this essentially gives them free reign of the map. And I mean, they've got the tier 2 tower down as well here, which is just incredibly pushed up already. And they've got a 4K lead now over BrawL, and they're going for a dampener. And if they can get a dampener this early, they could mean a lot.
No, big There's damage. A loss from Darky. Takes him down in a second. There's an EMP on that tower too, so it's not going to do much. The entire team from Dignitas all collapsing on this location, and BrawL is wondering what is going on. Who do they target down? They were not expecting this, and BrawL losing champion after champion. This tower is going to fall, and Dignitas acting as a unit, as a force right now at the 22-minute mark, taking down the inner tower, and now they're going to retreat. They're super happy with how this is going.
Oh, very happy. And the Raider is coming up pretty soon as well, and 2 members are BrawL down at the moment, so they could actually go for the Raider before backing. I would recommend that, but obviously I think they're happy with what victory they just earned, and they're just going to probably back off. In fact, Wonder Woman and Green Lantern already did that, so... But BrawL are on the retaliation though. They're forming up for this top Raider, and it's coming up soon, and this husk has been put in place so Swamp Thing can teleport to it at any time. Yeah, but Sinestro just spotting out Telly there. And everything's just going to go a little bit slow pace here. I think BrawL aren't going to want to initiate any fight. They don't really want to start the Raider either. That would be reckless right now, because now Dignitas have this credit lead. They have the better items right now. And GS, on terms of his items on support, have been pretty much lacking. But look, the greed play coming in here. This is going to... Yeah, they have to.
Oh no, the lasso hits! Okay, not committing. BrawL backing up. Now they can potentially turn around here, because Dignitas used a lot of their stuff. But no, BrawL's going to stay back. They don't want to engage just yet. And Dignitas is going to back up. Where are they headed?
BrawL making an amazing play there, I'll be honest. That was superb, because they got the EMP, they got the Raider, and nobody died. And it was just very unlucky for the Dignitas boys.
In the middle, looks like might have some pushing here from Dignitas. Of course, yeah, as you said, BrawL did a great job sneaking in, sneaking out, some guerrilla warfare occurring. But Dignitas has the entire team in the middle looking to make a play, but pinging to the top there. So trying to decide what direction they want to go.
Yeah, the top's already been taken. That destroyer's gone, so that vision's lost. And BrawL actually taking a lot of map objectives there, while Dignitas were so formed onto that raider. As soon as the raider was done, BrawL went up to the top destroyer, taken that, got some more vision. Perfect play from them. That was really good. Absolutely smashing, to be honest.
Smashing. I need to use that word in my vocabulary. Smashing.
Very wild form berries.
And it actually makes sense literally in this game sometimes.
Quite possibly, yeah.
There's a lot of smashing characters.
The environments blow up everywhere as well, which is cool. You can use the cars and everything, so...
So yeah, BrawL, they got work to do. The happy-go-lucky Americans, I'm looking at their faces right now, they're very serious. They've got to find a way to bring this back. Of course, objective-based things are a good thing to go for, to try to bring your way back. But right now, staying back, staying underneath the towers, trying to stay cautious. What do you think about the scalability? We've seen these team compositions in the first 25 minutes. How do you, what do you like right now moving forward?
To be honest, Arcane Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, later on are just going to be impossible to deal with. But then again, Swamp Thing is. But I feel as if there's only just Swamp Thing for BrawL in terms of that tankability. And, you know, it's like American football, you know, how they protect the quarterback and stuff?
Yes.
It's kind of like that. I know this is weird, me explaining it to you.
That's great.
But this is what they're going to do with these tanky champions. They're going to protect their back lines of damage here, Dignitas. And they're going to be a little bit more stretched thin, I feel, you know, Telly on Swamp Thing. Because obviously he's got 4 people to protect, and there's just one real sort of enforcer or tank to deal with it.
That's a great point. And to further that analogy, I mean, it's like linemen, kind of, where... You know, Arcane Green Lantern is a line. We've got an engagement going to happen here underneath the towers, so BrawL's going to be happy about that. 2 down from Dignitas. That's what they're looking for, targeting down the proper champions. And now Dignitas is on the run from the Americans.
Indeed, and they need to be running faster because they're catching up very, very quickly. Emrock does have an escape. Silas does as well, or Salus does as well. But they're going to get to the tower, surely.
Oh,
the slow's good.
Leaping forward. Arcane Green Lantern trying to keep him back. BrawL. They got 4 in the middle. They got to decide something right now. They got to do something. 2 down from Dignitas. What's their decision? Okay, they're going to go after this mid tower, throwing down the EMP.
Yeah, they got to let it go. Dignitas have got to let this tower go.
They're going to back up. Wow.
They need to, well, they have to defend the dampener.
What a game.
But that was all one misclick, and that was the Arcane Green Lantern ultimate. It was meant to save Chris, but he clicked on the wrong target.
Yep.
I think he went on Darky, and Chris was the marksman who got dragged out of that fight, and that's the potential of Starro. He'll blink in, and steal your marksman, and eliminate your team from that damage, and that could be potentially dangerous for them indeed.
Every click counts. Seriously. Again, guys, best of 3 right now. Season 2, Infinite Crisis Finals. This is game 1 between BrawL and Dignitas. They have both fought incredibly hard to get to this point, to get to this moment. BrawL just commanding the American scene, Dignitas pretty much commanding the European scene, and now they're facing off against each other. We're seeing a clash in play styles in this America versus USA, and it is exhilarating to watch. Very exciting.
So Dignitas have actually lined up to do the Leviathan, and BrawL are on, like, you know, they kind of know that something's up here. Things have gone missing from the map. And I think they have actually seen them go towards the Leviathan, but they're not tempting fate yet. They're staying back and waiting for a true sign of something happening on this Leviathan. And here we go. Speed Destroyer coming down.
Arcane Green Lantern. Oh, there's a lasso. Lasso barely missing. BrawL trying to bait it back a little bit. The lassos have been expended. That's very important because that enables an automatic ultimate, but it looks like Dignitas backing up, not looking to commit. Very, very... you know, this is a very testy little area right now. You got to be very careful. There's a line in the sand right now. There's a line in the sand. You don't want to cross that line. If you cross that line, it could be dangerous. Every move is going to be important. Posturing around this location. Looks like BrawL coming down to the bottom, feeling confident. Engagement going to happen here. Dignitas jumping on in. A lasso going down, but Wonder Woman very low on health, staying alive, using her ultimate. That's exactly what she wants to do, but everyone's staying alive right now. Just a lot of exchanges and damage, but no, it looks like Atomic Wonder Woman taken down from Dignitas, and BrawL getting the edge once again. Both Wonder Woman down for Dignitas.
Yep, and this is really bad. They need to back off here, but I think BrawL are going to go for the greed, but they're really low. They can't afford to push any further. There's no really objective that they can go for. That every team is going to have to back, and those 2 kills will give them some credits, but I don't think they can contest anything here on the map. Only Gas Cat can, and that's what she's going to do. But Ease is pretty low too. So already 1 backing for Dignitas, but here comes the teleport. Enrock coming in from behind.
Oh no!
Oh no, he's
a
missed
lot
it.
of very weak members of Team BrawL. Arcane Green Lantern trying to take advantage, throwing down a health, but can't they catch him? Wow.
No, I don't think they can. And that was slightly unlucky.
Gosh. This is incredibly technical right now. Meanwhile, Ease is like, hey guys, I'm just gonna
take you down.
Yeah. See ya.
So they've evened it up on the dampener score, and so
interesting.
Dignitas now have to defend that mid lane a little bit better.
Engagement there.
Yeah, there is.
Very full health. Arcane Green Lantern taking down 2 members of BrawL. Can he get 3?
I think he's going to go for it. He's going to try.
Is gone. Telly is still alive now. Telly versus Nurok. Who's going to come out on top? Trying to get out of there. We're looking for some help. Oh, everyone's so incredibly low. Arcane Green Lantern gets taken out, and Telly looks like is going to escape. And Chris is going to get out with about 1 HP.
Yeah. And Telly's going to probably get out of there.
He needs
but
to. Remember, the ultimate is available, I think, for Atomic Wonder Woman. Should be.
No, very soon. Very soon. 15 seconds.
15 seconds, that's all she needs. Can Telly get away?
I don't think he can. The leap ability is coming back up pretty soon for her.
Getting sliced and diced. What?
Popping the ultimate to get his health back up. That was a good move. It gives him, I think, 200 temporary health, and he regens very, very quickly. But having to pop that there will leave him weak for the next fight.
Till he gets back. I think I want to. I want to check in on the communication of Dignitas right now. So let's see if we can check in on the communication from Dignitas. I hear a lot of shouting.
Is up. Radar gerade gespawnt. Yep.
They've settled down quite a bit now.
Okay. Looks like they have.
Das ist halt mega abfucking. Es dauert ziemlich ran und dann kommt direkt ein Swamp Thing Knocker.
Ja, das ist aber fein.
They sound relatively calm.
Yeah, a lot of reasonable, German communication. Just staying focused, reasoned, and making calculated decisions. But
this is a big play.
Oh wow.
How did they? They should never have got that.
No, that was too easy.
Very too easy. And now they're going to have to play very defensive. With all these power-ups from the Leviathan on BrawL, that could have just thrown the game for Dignitas because they didn't want to attempt to fight it. And they were all up. They could have fought that. They had 3 down as well not so long ago, BrawL.
Yeah.
And now they're looking to push in this bottom lane.
Were they just not aware of it coming back up? Was it just a mistiming situation?
I don't know. I think just a mispositioning more than anything else. I think they were all up. They could have got there. They decided that they wouldn't risk it. They had vision on it, but obviously they were too late to react. And obviously this BrawL team now doing a lot of damage. EMP coming down on the tower.
And they're not engaging.
You can eliminate that drop of the EMP if you hit it 3 times, but you don't want to go into a pack of coyotes, as you said.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't. And BrawL making a move down the bottom of Lasso, just barely missing if that hit. It could have been a great opportunity. Starro jumping in there. Big engagement gonna happen. And it looks like a great ultimate for Wonder Woman, but no. Wonder Woman taken down immediately. And so is...
Yep, Sailus as well.
Yeah, Sailus. Dignitas not getting the right end of the stick right now.
Yep, and another dampener coming out for BrawL. They've taken this fight, and they're going to probably finish off this game if they can get this kill onto Blood Dragon. And now they're going to focus.
Wow.
Everything's going down.
BrawL taking down 3.
Coming out for them.
Only Chris is left.
Chris has to actually be amazing right now. He needs to eliminate the entire team of BrawL. And it's not going to happen.
Buy time somehow. 30 seconds. Again, we're at the 32-minute mark of this game. No. I'm not so sure.
GG to BrawL winning the first game, and Dignitas look a bit shocked there. I mean, they did the correct counter initiation. They actually, that Wonder Woman came in at the right time to save Silas. Silas managed to pop his ultimate, but it just wasn't enough damage output in the end. And it's just very unlucky, actually, in that last fight. Dignitas had a chance to go forward and win that map, especially when they got that first dampener down, and they're looking a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
As you would be.
It's the first game. It's the first game of the Infinite Crisis Season 2 finals, where all the glory is on the line, all the money is on the line, and if you talk about momentum too, you know, I'll make American base